Hello there, Ray here, and behind me is my infinitely automatic AFK dual blaze farm with looting. The way that it works is similar to my blaze farm with the dogs and a shield. The blazes spawn in both of the blaze spawners and then are pushed towards the center. Then they come down and are crushed until they have a low amount of health. Then they're dropped into this holding chamber, and then they are picked up with a minecart and they are deposited off. The minecart continues on and goes over top of these detector rails, which is hooked up into this memory cell thing that I came up with that uses a locking repeater so that it's sort of like a T flip-flop that switches the minecarts between the two blaze farms. Then the minecart is broke by the cactus, picked up by the hoppers, and placed back into the dispenser to be used again. The blazes are placed here on top of this hopper where the player is also standing. The player is wearing full diamond gear and is all enchanted with the Protection 4, the Unbreaking 3, the Thorns 3, and the Mending enchantments. Most people are aware that blazes have a range attack with fireballs, but they also have a melee type of attack. This occurs when the player is standing too close to a blaze. So when both the player and the blaze are in the same area, the blaze will do its melee attack, which will damage the player. And since the player is wearing Thorns armor, it will in turn damage the blaze, which will die because it only has one health point left. The player is holding a sword with Looting 3 in his main hand. This is so that all the loot that is dropped by the blaze has a chance of being increased by the Looting 3 enchantment. It doesn't matter what type of sword you use since durability will not be used. The XPs that are also dropped by the blazes go towards repairing the player's armor because the player is wearing Mending. And any extra XPs go into the player's XP bar. In the player's offhand there is some cooked chicken, which comes from this chicken cooker over here. Both the cooked chicken and the feathers are dropped off near the player here. The player is able to pick up the cooked chicken, which will stack with the other cooked chicken that the player already has, and the feathers will just despawn. The food is used to keep the player from taking any extra damage from starvation. There are two beacons nearby that give the player resistance 2 and regeneration effect. Since the player is not taking starvation damage, the regeneration beacon is able to heal any damage that gets past the protection diamond armor as well as the resistance 2 effect. Under some circumstances, a blaze will have more than one health point left and will get damage from the thorns, but will not die. If a blaze is damaged by the player, it will tell other nearby blazes of the player's location. This will cause the blazes to become aggro towards the player and begin to fly up and shoot fireballs. So to avoid this, we have them crushed, and then afterwards they pass underneath some solid blocks, then which allows them to take a few more health points off. If they happen to shoot the fireballs and break their cart that they are in, they will just be set up into these blocks here, which will cause them to die. Once they arrive at the player, they will be killed by the thorns attack, and if the thorns does not kill them, then they will be killed by the dog. The blaze rods are then collected by the hopper and placed in the chest below. With this setup, it is possible to keep the player alive even on hard mode, and it is infinitely automatic because the dogs are in there, so if the thorns fail, the dog will kill the blaze. With 4 pieces of Thorns 3 armor, there is about a 83% chance that the blaze will be killed by the first attack that the Thorns does. You can also make this farm infinitely automatic without a dog by keeping track of the blaze rods and the chicken outputs. Or you could run this farm without either the dog and the tracking of outputs, but it would come with a unfathomably small chance of the player dying. With a dual blaze spawner set up like this farm, it will produce around 2,000 blaze rods per hour of AFKing. And blaze rods are important in 1.9 because they are used to make the end rods as well as brewing stands, and the blaze rods can be turned into blaze powder, which is used to power the brewing stands, as well as to make Eye of Enders, which are used to make the ender crystals. You can use this for a triple or even a quadruple blaze spawner setup as well, but I just use a double blaze spawner because it is pretty common to find. You just need to make sure that your AFK spot is in range of all the spawners. You can use just one spawner too, like I did here. Also, if you don't want to use obsidian, you can always use pumpkins or melons instead, but keep in mind that gas can destroy them easily. To get the beacons to work in the nether is a bit easier than before. You just need to remove any non-bedrock block above the beacon. The easiest way to do this is probably to find a location where you can see the Y127 bedrock, and then just come in and place your second beacon onto either sides. This way you can easily remove any nether rock that is within the bedrock. You can also run this farm without a regeneration effect beacon, but you will just need to consume more chicken. There is a world download in the description if you would like to see this farm in more detail. There you have it guys, a infinitely automatic AFK blaze farm with looting. If you found this interesting, show me with a like. If you would like to see more contraptions like this, subscribe and don't forget to comment. Bye bye.